Hello students, teachers, parents, history nerds. Hello everybody, and welcome to Nutshelled History, where we lay out the facts, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We continue with our Modern World History series by looking at absolute monarchy in Spain and France. Don't forget that there's a link for a fill-in-the-blank worksheet in the description. I just ask that you like and subscribe. I apologize for any mispronunciations ahead of time. I do my best. Between 1500 and 1800, states in Europe were becoming more unified. Their kings and queens ruled as absolute monarchs, with complete authority over their government and the lives of their people. These monarchs declared that they ruled by divine right. This meant they believed that their authority to rule came directly from God. In 1519, Charles V, the King of Spain and ruler of the Spanish colonies in the Americas, inherited the Hapsburg Empire. This included the Holy Roman Empire and the Netherlands. Ruling two empires involved Charles in constant religious warfare. Additionally, the empire's vast territory became too cumbersome for Charles to rule effectively. Charles V abdicated the throne and divided his kingdom between his brother Ferdinand and his son Philip. Under Philip II, Spanish power increased. Philip fought many battles in the Mediterranean and the Netherlands to advance or preserve Spanish Catholic power and defend the Catholic faith against the Protestant Reformation. To expand his empire, Philip II needed to eliminate his rivals. He saw Elizabeth I of England as his chief Protestant enemy. Philip prepared a huge armada, or fleet, to carry an invasion force to England. However, several disasters led to the defeat of this powerful Spanish fleet. This defeat marked the beginning of a decline in Spanish power. Wars were costly and contributed to Spain's economic problems. However, while Spain's strength and wealth decreased, art and learning took on new importance. The arts flourished between 1550 and 1650 during the Siglo de Oro, or Golden Century. Among the outstanding artists of this period was a painter called El Greco. This period also produced several remarkable writers, including Miguel de Cervantes, author of Don Quixote. In the late 1500s, France was also torn apart by religious conflict. Fighting between French Protestants, called Huguenots, and Catholics led to the St. Bartholomew's Day massacre, in which thousands of Huguenots were slaughtered. In 1598, King Henry IV issued the Edict of Nantes to protect Protestants and protect religious toleration. After Henry's assassination in 1610, his 9-year-old son, Louis XIII, inherited the throne. Louis appointed Cardinal Richelieu as his chief minister. Richelieu sought to strengthen royal power by crushing any groups that did not bow to royal authority. In 1643, 5-year-old Louis XIV inherited the French throne. Louis XIV later took complete control of the government. He believed in his divine right to rule and even called himself the Sun King to symbolize his vital role within the nation. Louis XIV expanded the royal government and appointed intendants, royal officials who collected taxes, recruited soldiers, and carried out his policies in the provinces. Louis's finance minister, Jean-Baptiste Colbert, expanded commerce and trade. Taxes helped finance the king's extravagant lifestyle. Outside Paris, Louis XIV transformed a royal hunting lodge into the Grand Palace of Versailles. The palace represented the king's great power and wealth. Elaborate court ceremonies were held to emphasize the king's importance. Under Louis XIV, France became the strongest state in Europe. However, the country's prosperity began to erode. This loss of wealth was caused by some of Louis's decisions. He fought costly wars to extend French borders, but rival rulers resisted in order to maintain the balance of power. Louis also revoked the Edict of Nantes, driving over 100,000 hard-working and prosperous Huguenots out of France. Okay, let's do a little recap. Europe in the 1500s and 1600s was basically one big royal drama series. Charles V of Spain was like a stressed-out parent, juggling two empires and hoping they wouldn't start fighting like unruly siblings. Then there's Philip II, who thought he could take on Queen Elizabeth I in a battle of wits, but ended up with his armada sunk faster than a game of battleship. Meanwhile, France was having its own reality TV moment, with the Huguenots and Catholics throwing shade left and right. Louis XIII inherited the throne before he could even tie his own shoes, so he brought in Cardinal Richelieu as his royal babysitter. And then there's Louis XIV, who was so full of himself, he probably checked himself out in a mirror crown every morning. He turned Versailles into the ultimate party pad, splurging tax money like it was monopoly money and kicking out the Huguenots like they were party crashers. Ah, the joys of absolutism, where every ruler was a diva and every palace was a stage for their royal antics. There you have it, folks. That is absolute monarchy in Spain and France nutshelled. Thanks for stopping by Nutshelled History. Go a little nuts on the like and subscribe buttons for me. What name would you give yourself as king or queen? Let us know in the comments down below.